the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Bristol Flyers Podcast. We're back for another week. My name's Joel Osborne. I'm very pleased, as always, to be joined by a partner in crime, Sam Hardy.
Well, hello there, sir.
And Sam, last week we spoke about Bristol Flyers. They were top of the league, or joint top of the league last week.
Yeah.
This week, we can say they are the sole owners of the number one seed right now.
Mate, it is so good to see it up there, isn't it? I'm buzzing. Like, I know there's a few games in hand, but we're going to forget about that. Right now, top of the table, baby.
Yeah, we'll take it. First time since 2014, the Flyers have had sole ownership of first place in the league. 8 wins, 3 losses. They had been tied in first place back in 2018, 5-1 to start the 2018-19 season, but never had sole ownership of that first seed. So this team's making history already.
Aren't we always top of the table at the beginning of the season?
Oh, we're alphabetically top, aren't we? Day zero of the season, Bristol Flyers always top because they start with the letter B. Hopefully no teams enter the league that start with A or finish in front of Bristol alphabetically. We will talk about the game against Cheshire Phoenix a bit later on in the podcast. A bit of personal news for you, Sam, is that last week you were on the PA for the Bears versus South Africa game.
I didn't even know we were going to talk about this. Yeah, I was, mate. Yeah. I was sharing it with with Mr. Richard Pitt, who's also known as Slick. We did it together. It was a lot of fun. Big sellout crowd, mate. 27,000 people. Yeah. And I didn't get any hate online.
There we go. Perfect. It's like they almost listened to the podcast from last week, and all of a sudden now no more hate at all whatsoever. But not even constructive criticism. You absolutely smashed it, mate.
Do you know what? I had one person say something. I can't remember what it was. My wife found it, but Janet Marks, big shout out to Janet, commented on it afterwards, being like, do you know what? He's trying his best to like adapt to the rugby crowd. So please, just like, he's a really nice guy. Leave him alone.
All of the Flyers family sticking up for you there, Sam. No, I think you smashed it, mate. You did a great job.
Thanks, mate.
Did you get the call back for any more games coming up soon?
I didn't. I then did the women's football on Sunday as well, but I had a stinking cold, so I started losing my voice halfway through.
That's the worst.
23. So yeah, it was good though. It was a lot of fun.
Very good. Time to introduce this week's guest, and joining us this week, we are very pleased to be joined by none other than Thomas Bell. TB, how's it going, man?
What's up, y'all? What it do, man?
We want you to ring in the episode here with our very own bell. We've got bell here. It says ring for Prosecco. It's kindly donated by Lisa Fillingham from the Bristol Sport Office. Shout out, Lisa. Ring for Prosecco. We just pretend that doesn't say ring for Prosecco. It can say like ring for buckets or something.
Yeah.
But TB, we want you to ring in the episode by ringing the bell straight into that camera over there.
Prosecco, this for you.
There we go.
I love that.
We are underway.
This is the weirdest thing ever.
Ring for Prosecco. Give that bell a ring.
You got it wrong anyway, Joe. It's not just Thomas Bell. It's Thomas Bell the third, actually. So can you get that right, please?
The third.
Yeah.
You're right.
The third. We're going to get to that a bit later on as well. We need to find the story about Thomas Bell the first and the second. We need to find out. We need to find out the family line here. TV, thanks for coming on this episode. It's great to have you on. Really appreciate you making your way down here. You guys are on a day off today, aren't you?
Day off, yes, sir.
What have you been doing with your day off?
I started off my morning. I worked out. Went to Everlast. Actually, a lot of people that's always in Everlast, so it's good to see that. But yeah, worked out, ate, and then got lost coming up on my way up here because the GPS is so tricky. And then the roundabouts kill me every time. And then every time it says rerouting, I be wanting to give up, bro.
You're still getting used to the directions around Bristol.
For surely. I don't drive unless it's to SGS, Everlast, or to Asda. I'll be in the crib or in my bed. I can't.
And you're on the wrong side of the road as well, right?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like driving on the opposite side of the road is definitely a big adjustment. So, but I made it here, so
yeah,
we all good.
There we go.
Have you done anything where you've pulled out somewhere and accidentally been on the other side of the road?
I haven't. I know Zach has done that. Mike has told me Zach has done that before. But I never made that mistake because that could be dangerous.
Yeah,
I've always been cautious of left side. Like,
and no right turns at a red light either. You can't do that in this country.
Nope.
In the States, you can do that.
Yeah,
you can turn left. You can turn right on a Red light in the States.
You can do something, mate.
You could do anything you want to. Like,
Just no jaywalking.
We had Mike Miller on the podcast last week, and apparently he was saying that you were asking him for good hotspots to go around Bristol, and he had nothing for you.
Nothing at all. I actually put him on places when I just got here. But we pretty much eat the same things, either Subway, Nando's, or whatever he try to cook.
Yeah.
Mike actually could cook though. I ain't gonna lie. He could cook, but he's just been kind of lazy right now. I got to get him up.
Yeah.
Got to get him going. So I got to motivate him. I don't know.
Yeah. What's he like to live? What's he like to live with? Is he cooking for you as well, or is he good to live?
He cooked the first week. So the first week he made some pasta or whatever. I was like, okay. The pasta, the pasta's in there for like a good couple days, so you could eat on that. But since then, like, it's been dry.
He was trying to impress you in that first week, and it said nothing. It's like a new relationship.
Yeah. Well, if any of the listeners have got any recommendations of places where TV should go and eat, you can always slide into his DMs. Where can they follow you on Instagram? What's your handle, TB?
Follow me at Almighty. I think it's ALMIL. No, it's 4GHTY.
Sweet.
Something easy to remember. Yeah, thanks.
Nice and easy to remember.
Yeah, you can just put it down in there if you know what I'm saying.
That's one we're going to add that in post, I reckon. I don't think we've got. We're going to be able to do that. Director Freddie just nodding his head there, like, yeah, I can't do that.
I got this technology in here. I don't probably do that.
TB, we can't not mention. Obviously, tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the US. We don't actually celebrate Thanksgiving here in the UK. Are you getting? No, not at all. We don't actually celebrate it at all in the UK. We do Black Friday deals and offers and stuff in shops, but people don't really celebrate. Like Christmas is the one where everyone has their big turkey meals and that. Are you doing anything with the players this year to celebrate Thanksgiving?
We actually, so Macine's mom is cooking, so I might slide to her house. She can actually really cook too.
Yeah.
She made curry the first time. Well, I had curry for the first time we were on the road playing Cheshire. It was really good. I never had curry before.
You never had curry before?
That was my first time I had curry.
Well, so Zoe's curry is incredible.
Yeah.
You should shout out Zoe. She cooks for the. We spoke about her on the podcast previously. She cooks for the guys on the away trips, and good for you guys to be going over there as well. Is that the whole team going over? Is it?
We're gonna see who all shows up, but I'm pretty sure if they want to eat good, they know where to be at.
Very good. Am I right in thinking this is going to be your first Thanksgiving away from home? Is that right?
Yeah, out the country for sure.
Yeah.
So my family's actually, they're actually in my hometown, East St. Louis right now, at my sister's house. So they're all having a big get together, and I'm out the country. Like, it's different for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're going to dial you in via FaceTime onto the family table or something.
I'm gonna be seeing greens, cornbread, black eyed peas. They're gonna show me the plate. Ham, turkey. They're gonna show me the plate. I'm gonna be so sick.
So jealous.
What you talk about the Thanksgiving? Like, what does a normal Thanksgiving look like in the Bell household?
Like food wise or just
a bit of everything. Like, what sort of things are you doing? What sort of things are you eating?
So first we had the whole fam come over. We just chilling, watch TV. Just chatting, and then once the food get ready, we have everything. Like, I haven't had Thanksgiving at my house in so long, because like when I was in school, we always have like a tournament or something. Like one Thanksgiving, we went to my coach's house to eat, because like we had like something going on like a day after that. But for what I can remember, like what we always do, we always eat good, and then we always like have like a mini little concert at the end of the night. Everybody just get on the karaoke or something.
Oh yeah.
Like we'd be dancing, we'd be having fun. It just be like good vibes. It'd be a good time all the time.
Come on, give us a little song now.
What's your go-to karaoke song? So if you're going up to the machine, what song are you picking in the karaoke?
I was a judge. I never said I was. I just sit back. I'd be what's the bro name of American Idol, Simon.
You just sit there on the judging panel and be like, "Yeah, you're good. You're going to Hollywood."
Not Simon. You mean me?
No, yeah. I don't think so. I don't think you're good enough. You know what I'm saying?
To your like 3-year-old niece or something, and you're like, you're not good enough.
So you talk about the food. I mean, a little bit different than the Toby Carvery you guys had the other week, then.
Yeah. My bad. Hey man, shout out Toby Carver though. They got us that free meal. I'm grateful for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Very good.
What do you have this year to be thankful for?
It's a lot to be thankful for. in a new country. There's new beginnings. My family. Just thankful to be alive. Thankful to see a new year. I just turned 24. Just plenty of opportunities coming up for me, and I'm just thankful, thank God, and I'm just trying to capitalize on everything I get.
Yeah,
I love that.
Love that. I mean, you've mentioned like your family and stuff. You guys got a big family. How close are you guys around Thanksgiving?
We're super. We're always like, my mom's always cooks, and everybody mostly lives in St. Louis, so everybody come over, and we'll just have a big like get together. That's always been like Thanksgiving, but now like my mom moved to San Antonio. So now I think my sister's kind of like taking over the reins of like cooking now. So she's taking that step, like cooking for everybody. So I don't know like if everybody's gonna be coming over to her house. It's just gonna be like my mom's and my other two sisters coming over there and linking up. So
yeah, very good. Well, we mentioned at the top of the show you are Thomas Bell the third.
Yeah.
Which means you are the third generation of Thomas Bell in your family,
Or the third best.
or the third best, but I'm sure TV won't agree with that. Talk us through. So we need to know more. Who is Thomas Bell the first, and who is Thomas Bell the second?
All right. So the first is my granddad. He lives in Louisiana. Shout out granddad. I love him. He's on dialysis right now, fighting. That's my man though. And then my dad, he's in St. Peter. He probably gonna be watching this right now. What's up, Dad? I love you. He's still like back at home for me. But two of my biggest supporters, biggest reasons why I'm here right now and in the position I got, and me, the last of them, because it won't be a fourth. I'm gonna say that now. The last, say the best for last. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is the third. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate that they're not able. Are they following your games? Are they watching everything online as well this season?
For sure. My dad just texted me about my last game. He always criticizing me after every game. He tells me, you need to do this, but you played good though. You could have rebounded better, but just keep working, son. Like, yeah, I got you, Dad.
Did any of them play basketball as well, or is it just you?
I'm actually the first one, playing college. But my dad, he always say, man, look, I could have been. He always played. He played in high school, but he didn't play college ball. He's like, man, I was so quick in my day, boy. I could have. Ooh. I was like, look, he always say like, he was like, I could have been in the G League right now, like at 45, 46 years old. He said every year. I'm like, dude, I just beat you. I really start beating my dad like when I turned. When I was, I want to say I was a sophomore. I remember I ain't gonna lie, I'm a man, I own no to it. He beat me so bad one day I cried. Like really, like I was really upset because he was like putting me in a post too. I couldn't do nothing. It was just like little boy. Like I was fouling him. He was talking too. I was so mad. I went home punching it. I was so mad. But like when I grew up a little bit, and then like I got to like a good size. I got quicker. I got stronger. I think it was probably my freshman year. I started beating him a little bit. Sophomore year, I started whooping him. I started putting that belt on him. And he couldn't do nothing about it. Like, I was putting him in a post by that time. Like, but now, like, we play now, like, it would probably just be like, it would be like no contest, bro.
Nah. Well, if TV's dad is listening, Thomas Bell II, if you're listening to this podcast, I think there's a challenge from TV. TV the third.
Challenge. My dad, he's done. I love you, Dad, but you know what it is. He probably see me in 2K, probably, but I don't. 2K was bad too. I can't even lie.
I love that. TB, we appreciate you coming on the show today. Yeah. We have this thing at the moment where whoever comes on the podcast has a really good game the week after. Yeah. So we had Mike Miller come on last week. He scored 12 of the team's he scored 12 of his 14 points in the fourth against Cheshire. We had VJ King come on the week before. He's coming off a 33.11 rebound double-double. So the omens are good, TB, for you to have a massive game this weekend. No pressure.
The signs are showing pretty good. So hopefully, I just want to win. Like, as long as we get the win, I can score 0. So it don't matter.
Before we get into the the quickfire questions segment. I have to ask you whether I know the World Cup has started in football, or you guys have called it soccer.
Yeah.
Are you watching it at all? Are you keeping on track with it?
Like if it's on TV, like I watch it. Like I like soccer. Like I play like a lot of FIFA. I like FIFA, so that's how I really got into it. So like the game is pretty interesting. But I like USA, but the team I play in with FIFA is Manchester City.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, like they had asked me, our camera lady, she had asked me, she's like, who you root for? I was like, is Man City in the World Cup?
No, Man City, you're not in the World Cup.
Hey, shout out Aguero, he just retired though. He's my dog. But yeah, I'm going for you. I'm going for USA though.
Yeah.
Did you watch USA versus Wales?
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen it.
That's a tough one. Obviously, it's USA versus England on, is it Friday?
Yeah.
Friday's game. Yeah, Friday night. You guys getting together to watch that as a team?
I don't think we getting together, but I'll try to keep up when I can.
Yeah.
There's no point. You're just going to lose, so.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah, y'all.
You're playing us, TV.
Yeah, I forgot who I'm sitting with right now.
It's going to be a good one.
But once the game, I definitely tap in now. Like, once the game over and I see we probably be up. Like, I got a prediction. Score going to be 2-0, 2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
To USA?
USA.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, that's a bold prediction right there. I mean, it's I don't think that's going to happen. But nope. I don't think so. Shall we get to this week's quickfire questions, Sam?
Yes.
Every single week, TB, we ask our guests to answer as many quickfire questions about themselves and as many as they can in 30 seconds. Mike Miller last week set the record at 10. Basically, we ask a bunch of quickfire questions. You have to answer as many as you possibly can in 30 seconds. Sam, are we ready? I just dropped the bell. Put that back. Are we ready, Sam, for this week's quickfire questions? Don't be nervous, TB.
This has made it even hotter in here.
Yeah, it's true. I know, it's pretty hot, right? Yeah, we haven't even talked about how hot it is in here, but bloody hell. TV, you have 30 seconds on the clock to answer as many questions about yourself. Your time starts now. Who is your favourite athlete?
LeBron James.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
If you weren't a basketball player, what would you be?
If I was a basketball player?
If you weren't.
If I weren't a baseball player.
Who on the team has the worst taste in music?
Corey.
Who's your best friend on the team?
Spotter.
Ankle breaker or poster?
Poster.
What are your favourite shoes to hoop in?
Jordan 29s.
Who will win the FIFA World Cup?
USA.
USA. Did you say Spalding was your best mate on the court?
My best mate.
Your best friend on the team is Spalding.
I love that guy.
We play with molten balls. The FIBA balls, they're
Same
molten.
thing. It's a basketball, man. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not too bad, TV.
Yeah.
You didn't quite get the 10, but I think you're second. I think you're
joint second.
You're joint second on the table. So very good going indeed. Sam, shall we get to this week's news around the BBL?
Yep.
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
All right, time to get to this week's news around the BBL. Sam's just having an issue here with this lighting. There we go. I'm going to put it on there. There we go.
Nice.
You can tell we're still not getting used to this lighting.
There's
here.
a lot of buttons.
We have this little remote button. If you're listening to the podcast, you won't be able to tell. I mean, you can change the colours there. You got a colour wheel there as well. Look.
Yeah, we can do all the colours. So.
A bit of white, bit of pink, green.
Yeah, nice.
Bit of green.
Anyway, back to Flyers.
Back to Flyers blue. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, time to get to this week's news around the league. Obviously, big news for Flyers as we spoke about. Top of the league, 8-3 in the table. A big win over Cheshire Phoenix, 78 points to 73. TB, you guys were trading by 5 going into that fourth quarter. Mike Miller sort of carried the team really in that fourth quarter. I know you've played with him a lot. You've got that Mean Green connection as well, so you know what he's capable of on the court. But how big was he in that game on Friday?
That's what he do. I told him he closed the hell out that game. He had big shots and was shooting them with confidence too. And he that's what the captain's supposed to do. Took over.
Yeah, it seemed like everything he shot in that fourth quarter just seemed to go in, didn't it? It's like one of those ones he had that kind kind of Manchester Giants playoff attitude about him in that game. That fourth quarter, you know, it was really good.
Well, those 2 threes were massive back to back, which was good. What not annoyed me, but what was bizarre is you guys went up like 20-5 early on, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then they had something like a 27-3 run. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they went on a big run. We did come out we came out smoking. I'm like, these boys ain't trying to play. Like, but you know, of course, we kind of like relax a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you go up big. You kind of, you know, take the foot off the gas. But we did a good job coming back.
Is that something you guys talk about in terms of coming out the blocks strong when you go on those sort of runs? There's been a couple of games now this season where you've really caught fire right from the bat and you've sort of thrown that first punch. London Lions, an example as well. Is that something that you guys talk about in the locker room going into games?
I mean, that's what you always want to come out and do. Just throw the first punch and, you know, kind of get the ball rolling because, you know, it's a long game. It's a lot of ebbs and flows, so a lot of stuff can happen. So you always want to come out, you know, throw that first punch and get out to a good start. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and we've got to give you a shout out to VJ King as well. Season high, 33 points, 11 rebounds. He was named in BBL Team of the Week. And what a performance from him. I mean, Sam, he was just outrageous. He had like 10 points of the first 12-0 run before they even got any points on the board.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, VJ was really good. He was aggressive, hitting his shots. Once he hit that first three, I think that really gave him that confidence. And then everybody just followed, like, Tev was aggressive. Lonnie came out. Lonnie was really good. We're super talented.
Yeah. We talk about it last week, but just having different guys that can get hot on any given night.
Yeah.
You know, that night was VJ's night. Like Mike Miller had, you know, caught fire in that fourth, but then one night is your night. Like the first game against Cheshire, for example. Like, is that? I mean, how do you find early? I mean, what's the process of sort of finding out who's hot? Is it like just sort of sharing the ball a lot and then just like, oh, so and so's hot, let's keep getting it to him? Because I noticed in that first quarter where VJ was shooting those threes. They're just leaving him wide open underneath those ball screens.
Yeah, it's just off field. Like everybody's just making a simple play. Like you don't see nobody like taking 15, 20 dribbles. It's all just simple basketball, drive and kick, or somebody goes under the screen, he's gonna pop them, and it's just real simple. So it's nothing too complicated about it. So we just try to keep it simple and not complex, and just make the right play.
We talked about it a little bit before we got on the podcast, actually, but I was saying how that buzzer beater, 24-second clock buzzer beater, the nice little floater, was probably, in my opinion, the dagger. Would you agree, Joel?
Oh, 100%.
Because I think you were up 2 at that point, or maybe...
Yeah, I think so.
And so that put you up 4, and then that is where they had to start fouling and trailing and whatever. But we saw it before. Jelani had that nice hesitation in a game previously, which then he got like a nice little 24-second buzzer beater, which like gets momentum going. But when that happens, it almost like for the other team just sucks, right?
Yeah, it deflates. Because, I mean... I honestly didn't know like how much time. I knew I was on a short clock, but I really just try to you know, get a good shot up there, and you know, obviously for the other team that sucks because, you know, we're in the bad position. I picked my dribble up like kind of like 8-9 feet away from the basket. And then, like, really had nowhere to go.
Yeah,
so.
It's a morale killer as well. You know, when it's winding down like that, and they've played good defense for like 23.5 seconds, and then it's all of a sudden that shot goes in, and it's like boom. Right. They've just wasted 24 seconds of playing good defense, and they've got scored on.
Exactly.
So it can be tough. One thing I do want to talk about is the pre-game shots that we put out on social media. And Sam, you do this. Done this the last couple of weeks now. On social, we started it for the Caledonia game, where you make these shots. It started with this one. If we can get it up on screen, you did the over the back shot from the 3-point line. I think you're promoting the live stream link. There it goes, and yeah, I mean it was a pretty clean swish, that one. I mean it was off the rim and in, but that was outrageous. The thing with these shots is I always get asked when I put them out on socials, and I bet the page does as well, how many attempts it took, right? Yeah, go on. How many attempts did it take? Well, that one was a pain in my butt because Christian Hill was filming it, and his son was getting the rebounds, and he goes, I got it after about 10 attempts, and we were like, sweet, let's have a look at it, and he hadn't pushed film. So you recorded it, it was all for nothing.
It was all for nothing. And then it took me another probably 20 or 30 attempts to get it in a second time. So that one was a pain, but it's still fun. It's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you stepped it up last week ahead of the game against Cheshire Phoenix. Let's take a look at this one. And here you see you juggling 3 basketballs, promoting the game to camera, and then all of a sudden a from the 3-point line hook shot, and this one was as clean as you like, the swish.
Yeah, buddy.
How many takes does that one take?
You won't believe. You need Jack to tell you, our new media man, because no one's going to believe me, because it literally happened on my 3rd attempt.
3 attempts.
Yeah, that's all it took.
That's talent right there, bro.
Thank you. I like that.
TB, what are your thoughts on Sam's trick shots?
I thought it was fake, but I ain't gonna hate. I can't do that. I can't do it.
You thought it was fake with both of them?
No, I mean the first one. I think that's kind of regular.
Yeah.
Over the head.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, but that one juggling, then you promoting the game too as well. Juggling 3 ball. I can't juggle 2 for real.
He's like a true professional.
Yeah, and then he throws it from the 3-point line. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm telling you, it's just if someone just got real low. Insecurities and self-esteem. I need people to give me affirmation, Joel. So I do these trick shots just so people give me the love. That's the only reason.
Well, if you don't make it as a career as a PA announcer, you'll definitely get a career in the circus, Sam.
Yeah, or get me on Dude Perfect. That's what I want.
Dude Perfect. If you're watching this, go sign up Sam Hardy right here.
Yeah, you're doing the wrong profession right now, bro.
Well, that video on Saturday prompted this response from the Plymouth City Patriots account ahead of their game against the Manchester Giants. If we can get that one up on screen. Here's Paul Nicholson, their media manager. He's juggling balls of his own and trying to replicate Sam's shot. He then throws it off camera. The perfectly unedited version here is he's a couple more. Here's another one going in, dropping in. Here's one from the foyer at the Plymouth Pavilions even. And here's one from the car park as well. He throws one from the car park off the glass and in that one. Nothing but net. It's perfectly not edited whatsoever, that one.
That's real talent.
that is real talented, right? Go on. Well, they obviously tweeted us with that video saying, "Hey, Bristol Flyers, how about this?" 100% legit. And obviously, I had to respond from the club account, and we posted this tweet here. Good effort, to be fair, but please let us know your bank details because we're clearly living in your head rent free.
That's good. That's good wordplay. So they did bank some shots in on there.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's it. Well, the thing is also that they put that out ahead of their game against Manchester Giants. They should be focused on the game at hand, not tagging us in videos of them making some shots pre-game. But
the best thing is Dan Routledge then tweeted us saying that at the end of the season I'm going to come in, I'm going to parachute out of a plane through the SGS roof and dunk it for the last game of the season. So and Habu, our front of shirt sponsor, because he said off of a hot air balloon, he said, "Yeah, we've got a hot air balloon, let's make it happen." So, David Habu, you need to make that happen for me, I'm afraid, mate.
There we go. Well, we'll have to see. I was going to ask you how we're going to top that, but that's your answer. We'll get a hoop, we'll get you up in the balloon, and off we go. Yeah, I reckon 3 takes, that one. Sam, other news around the league. I've got another rant of the week to make here.
Oh, Joel. Oh, no, I think I've
Sam's looking for his paddle. He doesn't know what his paddle is for.
Joel's rant of the week.
There it is. Rant of the week. I'm not going to go too hard on this one because it's not too bad. But I've got a rant to make against teams on the BBL on social media not announcing team news, not announcing injuries that are over a week. So if your player is out for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row and they're putting nothing out, the player's just missing the games, and fans are asking questions, why so and so out? Why so and so out? Just a simple bit on the website and a tweet. Wouldn't go any harm.
What if they're trying to trick you and make then you still do your research on them for the next game because you don't know whether they're going to play or not.
As a basketball commentator myself, it makes commentary a nightmare when you for example, if you know a player's out, just don't do your research on them, so it saves you half the time. But obviously the example I'm referring to here is Surrey Scorchers. Obviously you don't like to see players get injured, but they've had and the injury list has grown this season for them. Teo Ogundengbe's out, Josh Steele's out, Andrew Lawrence is out, Jalen Ray's out, and Luke Brasumbru looked like he picked up an injury after only playing 8 minutes on Saturday night in their game against Sheffield. Scorchers, just put out an injury report and let's just cover all of them in one web story and just let us know what's happening, because your fans, I've seen your fans on social, they're concerned. They want to know what's going on. So that's my rant of the week this week.
Joel's rant of the week.
What you need to understand, if you've never met Joel or you've never spoken to him, he's the nicest man you've ever come across, and he's never really had an opinion like that strong in his whole life. And then you come to this, and he's getting all his energy out on the podcast.
Hey, I'm just helping us grow, mate. I'm just helping us grow as a league, more professionalism.
Right, I get it. Yeah.
I care about the league growing.
See, that's why we number one right now, because we got the number one broadcasters and social media. We're number one in everything, bro. We just want to be right. You know
look at TV.
I respect that.
I appreciate that, TV.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say after that. Thank you very much, mate.
He's blushing. Not just because it's hot in here.
TB, we obviously coming off of Surrey injuries. You're coming back from an injury layoff yourself, obviously going through the club's concussion protocol. You had your first game back on Friday. How was it like for you out there coming back from injury?
It was. I ain't gonna lie. I felt weird, like, because I haven't played in so long, and then just getting up and down. I was, just trying to get my rhythm back and just get a little bit comfortable. So it felt pretty good. I think Coach played me a good amount of minutes so I could be able to get a feel for the game.
Yeah, 10 points off the bench, like good minutes coming back as well. Obviously, like you're working your way back in there. And obviously the concussion protocol, we've seen it quite a bit in the opening games of the World Cup, sort of players suffering like head injuries. Really important process. I know it can be frustrating as a player going through concussion protocol, but the club's doing the right thing in terms of getting players back after hitting their head or having a head injury. And that was tough because you and Mike both got the entered the protocol at the same time. But working your way back, I think it'd be good for us at some point, Sam, maybe to get like Craig, our club therapist, on the podcast to talk about sort of what goes through, what kind of things they have the guys doing, because it's things like going on like a bike ride, isn't it? You do like a cycle for a bit. That's like one of your stages you have to get through, isn't it?
Yeah, like so it's 15 minutes. I think it's 10 to 15 minutes on a bike, and then every day is something different. So I think the first day I did 15 minutes on a bike, and then we had to do like little jogging stages up and down the court at 70 to 80 percent speed, and then it was a 9 contact. I think I did like 5 on 0, and then I did a workout with Coach, and he put me through hell. I haven't did an individual workout in so long, so I was like, damn, like are we done? You know what I'm saying, in my mind. But no, it was a good workout, and then I went on to like 5 on 0. After that, the next day, and then I think after that was like some little contact stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good process.
Yeah, it is a very thorough process they have to go through before they can get back out on the court. Maybe if Craig's listening, I'll reach out to you, Craig, and we'll get a podcast set up.
I like that you called him the club's therapist and not physiotherapist as well. So if you need to
that's what he calls himself.
Does he?
Yeah, that's his official title. Is club therapist.
Oh, if you need to talk to someone as well, then.
Yeah, well, I put club. So we were doing an injury report a little while ago. I think my first injury report I put on the website a couple of years back or something, and I called him club physiotherapist, and he responded back saying, "Can you call me club therapist, please?" So we call him the club therapist now, Craig Barton. And we've got a much bigger medical team this year than we previously had in years, which is probably evident by how quickly players are going through concussion protocol and by, touch wood, not too many players getting injuries this year or anything serious. So is great. We'll get Craig on at some point and discuss in more details on the Bristol Flyers podcast. A couple of other bits of news. Got bash through signing news. Two teams have announced players. Caledonia Gladiators have signed American point guard Jordan Burns from the Polish Basketball League in replacement of Darian Adams, who's had to go home because of personal issues. London Lions have added British Nigerian guard Mia Oni, the 58th pick in the 2019 NBA draft. Played 80 regular season games with the Utah Jazz, 10 playoff appearances in a 3-year spell. So another NBA name coming to the BBL. It's great to see.
Love it.
He replaces GB international Devon van Oostrum. That's the player news out the way. In other news, we've got some Black Friday deals coming up at the Bristol Flyers store. We're going to be... and this isn't announced yet, so if you're listening to the podcast on Wednesday, we're announcing this on Thursday, so you've got a little exclusive here. 25% off home jerseys, 25% off away jerseys, in-store, online, at the game day stand for Saturday's game against Manchester Giants. No excuses not to get your jersey in time for Christmas. So that certainly is great. Sam, you got your jersey?
Do you know what? I don't have a jersey, actually, and I really want one, so...
Well, you're lucky you say that, mate, because we've got 25% off home and away jerseys starting Thursday, going through until Monday, 10 p.m. So go to bristolflyers.co.uk, get your home or away jersey, 25% off. Black Friday deals.
You've named and shamed me now, so I'm going to have to go and do it, aren't I?
Very good. Last bit of me from the news. Hefty news section this week.
Flipping out, bored of your voice, mate.
Places filling up fast for our open training session in a couple of weeks' time. We're opening it up to season ticket holders and members. You can register at the website, bristolflyers.co.uk. You can come down to SGS Wise campus to watch these guys train at the SGS College Arena. Afterwards, they'll be sticking around and doing a signing session for fans. And places are filling up fast. So if you do want to come along and you're a season ticket holder or you're a member, go to bristolflyers.co.uk to register your place for free.
Will you sign my brand new jersey that I buy?
Of course.
Yeah, thanks.
Don't forget, if you are we're going to be sending the podcast down there. We obviously spoke about this very briefly last week, but our episode in a couple of weeks, we're going to be here. We're going to throw to some VTs from training session, the open training session. We'll speak to some fans. We'll speak to some players. We'll speak to some coaches. So if you do see us down there, come on and chat to us, and you can get on the Bristol Flyers podcast. Over 110 places already booked up for that open training session, so it's going to be busy in the sports hall. Very good stuff. And now you're up to date with this week's news.
You're listening to the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
All right, TB, so as every week on the podcast, our guests, we like to talk about their journey into the Bristol Flyers. And for you, Sam and I spoke about this quite a lot, but I don't think we've seen a player play for Bristol Flyers that, I don't know if you'll agree, but your style of play is very unorthodox in the way that, you do finishes off of one foot with the opposite hand and things that we haven't necessarily seen from players in the past. Like when you were growing up, what kind of players were you replicating your game off of, or who was your inspirations growing up as a kid?
I always just watched LeBron.
There it is. He said it.
But, yeah, that's who I pretty much looked up to, and everything else I kind of did on my own. I was always a long, lanky kid, and I just always used my arms just to reach out and finish. And then I did watch a lot of James Harden. He had a lot of different varieties of finish. I watch a lot of moves of different type of guys, and I just like to pick and see what they do, and I kind of add it to my game now, and I work on it. When I was younger, I used to watch what y'all say, I used to watch loads of mixtapes when I was younger.
loads of mixtapes.
Loads of mixtapes.
Just hoop mixtapes when I was in high school. So I just kind of see what they do.
Were you watching M1 mixtape and stuff like that?
I ain't watching no M1. I ain't got no that stuff. They ain't never amused me. It was cool to look at, but doing all that, you doing too much, bro. I'm just trying to get to a buck. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I was just trying to keep it simple.
Did you watch the documentary, the M1 documentary on Netflix? Have you seen that?
I haven't watched it. How is it?
It's pretty good. It's they talk about the rise of the M1 mixtape tour and the issues, and obviously their first contract with Stephon Marbury and all that kind of stuff. It's really good actually. So if you go check it out on Netflix if you haven't had a chance.
I'll probably check it out now.
Yeah.
One thing you just mentioned there was your long arms, but yeah, that is definitely something that I've noticed is you have albatross arms, and it allows you to do things I suppose that other players can't do because you can get into positions and shoot over the top of people and whatnot, right?
Right. Yeah, especially I think it's 7 feet, 7'1". But yeah,
7'1" wingspan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stand up now. Stand in the middle.
Yeah, stand up now. Let's see it here on the podcast. Just stretch your arms out. Let's see your. Wow. 7'1" of wingspan right there on the Bristol Flyers podcast. He's not even fully stretched out as well.
Yeah. That was just one arm.
You can probably reach me and then reach on the other side of the studio here,
You give big hugs to lots of fat people.
the thing is, not a lot of fat people in England though. Like everybody is in shape. Like I said, there's a lot of people at Everlast. Like every time I go there, there's somebody jogging. Like I respect that. There's a lot of fat-free stuff here too, though.
Yeah.
And I'll be trying to gain weight.
The TV needs all that fat in the system.
I need that.
I tell you what it does mean, though. You can give hugs to a lot of people
for sure.
at once, all at the same time.
I can do a lot of things.
Were you always very tall, even as a kid as well?
I was always like at a good size, so I think I hit my growth spurt when I was a sophomore. I started dunking when I was in high school. When I was sophomore in high school, I started dunking, and then I think I hit my growth spurt my next year. I was like 6'5", and just long arms, skin and bones, like lanky. I know y'all probably got a picture on Google. You say you looked it up. You ain't looking it up?
No, we haven't looked it up. No, you thought we were going to put some on the screen there.
Because if you really like, it's probably on there. It's a picture of me where it's just like, man, is this dude eating? I was like, bro, I love to eat. I just don't be gaining no weight. You know what I'm saying?
TV's been watching too many clips of the podcast. Yeah. We bring up like old pictures of them on the screen.
You told me you had one of Corey's, like, TV's any dirt, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we put the young pictures of him under 12 playing for Bristol Flyers up on the screen.
Corey had a triple XL jersey on.
Yeah, I know, right? He had this massive on him. It looked like a dress. He's finally got one that fits now, though. We've got him, I think it's a size medium he wears now. Yeah. So it's still quite small, but at least it fits him now. TB, I want to ask you about your recruitment process into North Texas. Kind of how did that come about? Like, how many offers were you getting going into college?
Well, it actually started when I was at Kaskaskia. We made nationals because they haven't made nationals in like half a century, I think. So that was our first time making nationals, and we were at Hutchinson. That's where nationals held in JUCO. And actually, I think I had I don't even know if I had any real offers before going into there, but I know North Texas didn't come to Hutch looking for me. So like they seen me play. Like I think it was like the first set game they seen me play, and after like Hutch though, like I ended up with because I think we lost to Coffeyville. We lost to them in the second round. And we lost to them the second round. And then after the game was over, I had like 15 or 20 like D1 offers. And then North Texas, like literally they was saying like they came there for James Reese and Javion Hamlet.
You really?
They was like, this Thomas Bell kid is pretty good. Like Coach B, Coach B did a really good job like recruiting me. He was like, we like you, we can use you this way. Shout out Coach B, shout out all like North Texas style, love y'all. And they did a really good job, and that was actually my only visit. Like I took one visit. I think I committed a couple of days after that.
Yeah, you talk about Javion Hamlet. I mean, it's a small world, isn't it? Because now he's in the league as well, playing for Newcastle Eagles. Do you guys on the same team together at North Texas? Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you? What was it like in that first game against? I know the result didn't go our way, but I imagine were you talking before the game and the build up to the game, after the game? What was that like?
Yeah, we just shook hands. I'm glad to see that he's doing well over there. We just shook hands, dapped him up. We're going to see him like 2 more times too. And like when he talked a little trash during the game too. So we definitely we got to get our lick back. We'll see him in I think we play them here.
We do. Yeah, we've got 3 more games against them in the league.
3 more?
We play each other 4 times in the season, so there's plenty of time, plenty of chances.
I'll be seeing a lot of taking me out.
Yeah.
2 months.
TV, are you following North Texas this season? Are you following their results and everything? They had a game last night, didn't they?
Watched the game. They played Paul Gwynn. They got the win. That's way to go, boys. Way to go.
Yeah, now up to 3-1 in the league now. They're unbeaten at home. 3-1, is that right? 3-1?
Who they played? Fresno State. They beat them. I think is it 2? No, they're 3 because they won their first game. And then they lost against I forget what school that was, but they're on a 2-game little streak right now.
Yeah. One thing I picked up when we first signed you, I reached out to North Texas to get some photos of you during your time at North Texas for our press release. Yeah. They sent me back some photos. One of the ones, I'm not going to put it up here on the screen, but one of the ones they did send me back is a photo of you winning, celebrating the Conference USA Championship, and there's a photo of you holding this massive WWE title belt up on your shoulder. Where can we get one of those title belts, TB?
Actually, you can always buy them online, but this one was special because it's actually a fan in the crowd. he was dressed up as a Pope. Shout out to Pope. He was at every one of our home games. We, you know, after every game, like, we'll go around, like, dapping everybody up. And then, like, after we won, he's like, here, take my belt. I was like, hi. Took the belt. I was just walking around. I felt like that was like a dream, though. Because I love wrestling growing up. So I just won a championship. I'm on top of the world right now. We just won the ship. Like, I'm WWE champion right now. Like, I'm holding the belt. But yeah, shout out to Pope, man. That's one of a kind. You can't get that from nowhere. That's one of a kind from the Pope.
Yeah, very good. Talk to us about the roster North Texas this year. Are there any, because obviously you're our third player to come to Bristol Flyers from North Texas. There seems to be a little bit of a connection growing between the two programs. Who are the players that Bristol Flyers fans should be looking out for in this year's North Texas squad?
We got a lot of good players, man. Started my young bull, Boo, Reuben Jones, obviously Tyler Perry. If you watch one game, you know about Tyler Perry. And then we got young up and coming ace guy. We got a lot of talent. A lot of guys that ain't tapped into what they really supposed to be. Just like how I was like my first year. We got a lot of new guys. Try to just learn the system because they kind of like got to go through a rebuild stage since we lost like some seniors last year, and some guys transfer. So just like. Got to adapt to what the coaches want, and we run a tight ship there, so they don't get them rings out. So all them guys got to get adjusted, and it's still early too as well. So we haven't even we're not even like where we're supposed to be at. So it always take a little time before we get where we need to be. But once we get there, you're gonna see like why we always like the number one defense and. Why our pace is so slow, so we get a good shot every time down the court because that's like the way it is.
Or who knows, maybe some of those guys that you just mentioned there could be the next Bristol Flyers players in future. It seems to be that bond forming, right?
You never know.
I wanted to quickly, before we move on to the word of the week, I want to ask about your transition from North Texas to Bristol Flyers. When you were playing there last year, were you looking at players like Mike and Zach playing on the same team? Was that being talked about at the locker room at North Texas, or is that something that, seeing them play there, is that like, oh, wait a minute, that could be an opportunity that I'd quite like to try myself? Yeah,
one of our assistant coaches, Jareem, like he was saying like their games when it was live and their stats for us to watch them. And I thought pro basketball has always been a thought, but I never thought like I'd be playing here. It was just like something, just be like, okay, that might be, but I don't know like where I'm gonna end up at. I'm just gonna focus on what I got going on. But it was good. I was just always checked in like on Zach and see like how he was doing, and I never really actually like I talked to Mike, but we're not as close as we like are now. Like we weren't as close because he got there the year I got there the year after he graduated. So. Like we kind of like built up, and then the TBT helped some when we were on the same team, and then like he was when COVID hit, he was actually supposed to be going to play pro overseas, but COVID hit, so he was actually like playing on the scout team or whatever. Yeah,
you mentioned that last week on the podcast. He was talking about being on the team that you guys would play against, and they would try and run the playbook of your opposition, so you could practice like playing defense against the sort of style that I like to play. So it's really great to see, isn't it? Like players kind of coming through the whole system. Did you speak to Zach before you signed in Bristol? Did he offer some words of advice or some chat about like his experience of his time at the club?
Yeah, he did the best he could. Like he was just telling me, how coach was and just how the whole program is. And it's pretty much, like how he said it was gonna be, but it's really what like the how you make it. Like you just gotta make the most of the opportunity. So not you need to know the basics, and then after that, like I'm gonna just do what I do.
Yeah, very good. TB, cheers for that chat. That was really good, I thought.
Yeah, I love that.
Sam, let's get on to this week's word of the week.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
All right, time to get to this week's word of the week. And last week, the word of the week, we spun the wheel, didn't we? And the wheel landed on dodecahedron.
Which is impossible.
Well, and also I was by myself on the broadcast, so it was very hard to get that word in. However, I can confirm I got it in, and I got it in straight off the bat during the team news segment before the game even tipped off.
And I'm gonna give it to you. You did not cheat on this one like you did before.
No cheating, no nothing. Shall we take a listen to this week's word of the week?
So a potentially short rotation for the Cheshire Phoenix this evening, unlike the dodecahedron of depth that was the London Lions that visited the Wise campus before the international break.
Absolutely nailed it.
Do you know what? I'm going to say, though, I still don't think it grammatically quite makes sense, but I don't know what else you would have done.
The dodecahedron of depth. So what I'm trying to get across here, dodecahedron, 12-sided shape, talking about London Lions, they're a 12-deep squad. They've got 12 guys that can, any one of them can start on most BBL teams. Yeah, that's the whole thing. So dodecahedron, 12-sided, 12-shape. Yeah.
No, I like it. I'm with you. I think you did a great job. I just think it's such a hard word to fit in.
Well, I haven't forgotten about the forfeit as well that you gave me last week. Corey said I should get the word focaccia in a couple of weeks ago. I didn't get it in the broadcast because it was too late. You said to me I've got to wear a full Flyers kit, jersey and shorts, on a future episode of the podcast. I'm in the process of speaking to the guys down in the shop, Bristol Sport, to get myself a jersey and shorts and watch this space.
Well, that's easy enough, actually, Joel, because this weekend you can have 25% off in the shop for Black Friday deals.
Don't forget. Right, shall we get to this week's word of the week? Sam, play the song.
The wheel.
Oh, the wheel's back. Don't forget, we have got a word missing right here because dodecahedron's gone because we said it last week. So TB, we want you to say a word for the wheel this week, and we will fit it in to this week's broadcast. What are you thinking, TB?
New word for the kids, and tell them know this word, indubitably.
Indubitably.
Is that the Kawhi Leonard? Indubitably.
Indubitably.
How do you even? It's not even a word.
How do you spell that?
All right, I'm just gonna give it a go at spelling it. What are we saying, TB?
I think it's INDUBITATLY.
INDUB.
INDUBIAITA.
Indubita.
I'll put LY.
Indubitably.
Okay, that's on the list.
It means so
I gotta say indubitably.
If somebody would ask you no, if you said how would you put it? If somebody said you got a nice car, how much did you pay for it? And they would say how much they paid for it. And he's say that's facts or something, and you'd be indubitably. It means it means it's indeed,
indeed,
yeah,
indubitably. Indubitably. Yeah. So hopefully I've got Gareth with me this weekend, and Gareth can make a point, and I can go indubitably.
Yeah.
Indubitably.
Okay, Sam. Let's give this word a spin. Whichever word this lands on will be this week's word of the week. Are you ready?
Ready.
Here we go. It's stopping. It's still moving. It's stopping. Oh, it's moving backwards. It's flabbergasted. It's flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
The word of the week is flabbergasted. I can't remember who said that one. But that is this week's word of the week. I've got to try and fit it into this weekend's game against the Manchester Giants. If you still looking for tickets for Manchester Giants, by the way, it's sold out.
Yep, completely.
So you can't even
out.
go. So the game is sold out. But you can watch me on broadcast. Try and get the word flabbergasted on air. BBL Player, BBL YouTube channel. 7:30 p.m. this Saturday in the BBL Cup quarter final.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
All right, time to wrap things up this week with the mailbag. TB, we ask fans to send in their questions. We've picked some of our favourite questions here to ask you, and I can confirm this week they did not disappoint. There are some good ones in here, some absolutely random ones, which I absolutely love. So do keep them coming in. If you have sent in a question, we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere at Bristol Flyers. You can also leave it in the YouTube, the comments section on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, just down here somewhere at the bottom of your screen. And Sam, do you want to get to the first question for this week's mailbag?
We need some sort of like quickish answers here because we're running out of time, okay? But anyway, so Sam Comley from the Flyers Supporters Club wants to know, do you have any pre-game rituals / superstitions?
No, nothing out of the ordinary. Like before the game, I wake up, make sure I eat. I'll make sure I eat really good and get some rest, stretch, and that's it. I'm ready to go after that.
Eat food, then eat rebounds.
Yeah.
I love it. Great stuff.
Terrible. Even though you don't look like you eat, that's fine.
Eat offensive rebounds for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Another question here. Amy Atkinson, also from the Bristol Flyers Supporters Club. And this is a good one. What is your favourite cookie? Asking for a friend. So obviously, if you don't know, Amy and Olivia Atkinson, two of our big fans, they're in the Flyers Supporters Club. They do cookies for you guys at the post-game selling sessions, don't they?
I love those cookies.
What kind of cookies are we talking?
Chocolate chip, easily.
Chocolate chip is the best one, yeah?
Best one.
They literally, when you go out there, you finish a game, win or lose, you go out there, all the fans want you to sign their stuff regardless. It's amazing to see.
Mm-hmm.
Are they the first people you're looking for out there?
I make sure I sign everybody's autographs, but I'm like signing them. I'm making sure, like, is she here? You know what I'm saying? She walk around with the cookie book. I make sure she's here. So I'm like, I bet I'm getting a cookie today for sure.
Well, there you go. Chocolate chip is the favourite cookie of choice.
I've actually got to call out Amy because players will come and go, but me and you will love this club till we die, Joel, and we've yet to have one of these cookies. So
that is correct, actually.
Yeah.
I've not had one of these cookies. To be fair, at that point in game day, I'm very much deep in post-game interviews and typing all the content up and highlights and everything else.
Don't care. I'm not. I want cookies.
Well, Amy, if you're listening, we'll take the cookies over here. Just saying. You got the question here, Sam? Next question.
Matt Hardy from BBL Daily.
Shout out, Matt.
If you had to eat just one thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of your life, not allowed to be rebounds, what would it be?
Probably my mom's taco salad.
Mum's taco salad.
That sounds good.
That does sound good.
I literally, like, once I went home from school, I literally ate that, like the leftovers. Like I had that like three days in a row.
Let's hear it. What's in this taco salad?
It's easy. It's ground beef. I like the Doritos. I like the Doritos, and then after that, just like the meat on top, and then cheese, tomatoes, ranch. Whatever you want.
Why is this podcast always about food and the questions? Like, we got cookies, and now we're talking about taco salad. Next question, also about food. Corey Samuels has got in touch on Instagram. He wants to know whether you prefer English breakfast beans or barbecue baked beans.
Oh my gosh, he did ask me this. I think he asked me this yesterday. Barbecue baked beans, bro.
Yeah.
Beans for breakfast should be illegal, but I'm actually eating them now.
Yeah, I know. We spoke about. I think we were speaking about it. Maybe VJ or someone about full English, but those baked beans get the American guys all the time. They're like, "What on earth is this?"
They love it though.
I never seen beans and toast in my life, bro.
Oh well, you have now.
Yeah, and I'm eating them. It's the crazy thing. It's a ritual. Like, come on, bro.
When you go back home, you're gonna miss them, aren't you?
I don't think so. I miss an omelet. I could use an omelet right now.
Oh, there we go. We do omelettes over here, though.
Yeah.
I never seen them.
Have you not seen them? Oh,
Never.
They do them at Village. You should ask at Village for one.
Really? They do them at Village?
Yeah.
If you ask them nicely, they'll do you something with eggs, like omelette or fried eggs or something like that.
All right, I'm gonna ask her. I know exactly what I'm gonna ask too. She's nice. I know the lady.
Okay, question from Rebecca Tregarthen, who I think is your player sponsor, right?
Yeah.
Rebecca and Tim. She wants to know, and I think you said it in the quickfire, but I don't think you need to, you can change your answer or build on that. If you weren't playing professional basketball, what would you be doing?
I definitely would give it baseball a shot. I thought I was pretty good at baseball, but when I was in high school, my team probably won a total of 2 games in like 2 years, bro. I hate losing, so I stopped playing after that.
I have to give a shout out to Rebecca and Tim because they come to like every home game.
Shout out to them.
They speak to you after the game, right?
Yeah, but Tim lose a point though, because the first game they told me they was my sponsors. He was at the rugby game instead of my game.
Oh,
Tim lose a point. Rebecca, you up 1 though. You cool?
Shoes and Bears over Flyers, eh? Who would have that?
Tough.
Bash through a few more of these questions. Crouchy69 on Instagram. Funny one here. Again, food related. Do you eat soup or do you drink soup? Like, what if you're having soup, what are you doing? Are you eating it or are you drinking it?
Like broth soup?
Like a soup. Yeah, like a tomato soup or something.
You eating soup.
You eating it?
Yeah.
But it's a liquid, so you're not drinking it?
It's up to you.
It's whatever you make of it.
Okay, Shimon Olinsky.
Shout out Shimon, one of our camera operators on Flyers.
Shimon's funny. If you ever get a chance to chat to him, he's very funny. He's got a helmet, actually, a motorcycle helmet that's got this big yellow animal on as well. So you should check that out. That's cool. He wants to know, what size shoe are you?
13.
Is that US 13?
Yeah, US 13.
So that's a UK 12.
Yeah.
All right, it's not a competition, Joe.
Massive. That's what I'm saying. US 13 is a UK 12.
I like that. Massive. You could, if you have a baby ever, you could probably use the shoe as their crib or something.
Really, for real.
And just fit in there nicely. Matt Brenton on Instagram, also one of our Flyers TV camera operators. He wants to know if you got any good jokes.
Any good jokes? I don't know. I'm not good on the spot.
No?
But like, I could be funny like once I think of it, but not on the spot.
I got a joke for you.
Go on.
Right.
So there's 2 olives sat at a table. One of them falls off. And he looks down there and he goes, "You're right down there, mate." And he goes, "Olive."
Don't laugh.
Come on,
That's
bro.
so bad.
You don't get that?
So-
He's got a bruh back there from
Yeah, I know you got something. Yeah.
director. From director Fred over there.
That was a nice try because I didn't have none. But
You'll never guess who I bumped into in the opticians the other day.
Who?
Everybody.
All right, bro.
This guy should be good at jokes. He does stand-up comedy.
I don't do those sorts of jokes.
Last question. It's quite a serious one to end up the podcast. Jun's Official on Instagram. What does it take to become a Flyers player? Or I guess we can just say, like, what does it take to become a professional basketball player in general?
It takes a lot of, of course, hard work and mental stability. There's going to be a lot of things you go through in life, of course. So I think just stay with it and always believe yourself. Stay the course and just have faith in yourself.
Great stuff. That's some wise words there from Thomas Bell III. Quote, 2022, Thomas Bell III. You could turn it into a little quote slate, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Great stuff. TV, thank you so much for joining us this week on the podcast. Sam, anything else you want to do before we wrap up?
Nothing really, mate.
Oh, we need to ring the bell.
Oh, yeah,
TB is going to ring us out here on the podcast. He's going to give that bell a ring.
This for you.
Thanks for coming on the show, TV. Really appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having me, bro.
And thank you to you at home for listening. Our numbers are shooting up week after week. So if you are listening to the podcast, do recommend us to a friend. Do like us on all the podcasty things. Give us a rating and a review. Let's get some more listens. Let's get some more numbers. TB, thanks a lot for having us on the... Well, I said thanks for having us. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Thanks for giving us your time, as always. And we'll be back same time next week here on the Bristol Flyers Podcast.